My name's Emil. I'm a digital strategist and I answer marketing questions. Today's question is about Google Ads and specifically, where would you start if you started from zero and you needed to get up to speed with Google Ads? And this question's from Reddit, from Lionheart1212. First timer tips and tricks. What's going on, guys? I have an all right understanding on Facebook ads and how they work, and I'm trying to learn Google Ads for my local mobile detailing business. I've watched numerous videos and I'm completely lost. I have an ad out there that has some impressions and clicks, but absolutely no conversions. And so he really wants to understand how do you look at a Google Ads? How do you set it up? How do you know when to make changes? All the big broad questions. I think this is a fantastic question, and I personally think that whether you're managing and this is your profession, or you have a business that is running Google Ads, you should know at least the core basis of it. So it's a great question all around. What I'm going to cover in this video is separating Google Ads into its own system so you can focus on one thing at a time. Where I would focus knowing everything I know now and then recommended Google Ads resources. But first, every Sunday I send out one email that recaps all the marketing questions I answered that week. If you want to stay up to date on best practices, strategies, and become an overall stronger marketer, I think you would really enjoy this recap. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to the newsletter and my YouTube channel. Now, back to the answer. So let's start with the most important concepts that I wish I knew getting into this from the very beginning. These concepts are, if you understand these, you can represent yourself online. You can have a great conversation with a freelancer or an agency, or it's the groundwork to become a freelancer or agency. Here we go. The first one is understanding the discipline you're going to focus on. Lead generation versus e-commerce. They are two different strategies on Google. Require two different mindsets. Very few people do both really, really well. And there are some limiting factors of crossover where there's certain technologies and features that are not available to e-com businesses that lead businesses can use, and vice versa. For you, it's mobile detailing. So we already got that covered. You're going to be on the lead generation side. This is calls to your business, lead forms, applications, things like that. The next is keywords. Understanding how keywords actually work. This is a complete discipline in and of itself. There's two strategies to keyword understanding. There's one, the technical, the kind of keywords, broad, phrase match, exact match, now defunct broad modifier. These are the technical end. This is how Google will index your keywords and how it searches for people in the auction. The other part of the keywords is understanding funnel searches, how people search depending where they are mentally in a buying cycle. For instance, where would you put somebody who's looking for mobile detailing prices versus mobile detailing near me, right? You're going to bid, or you should bid, two different ways on those search terms and have two different destinations and understand two different funnel phases there. So keywords, how they work technically, and then how they work in the marketplace. Conversions. How to properly track offline conversions for your efforts or just conversions in general, and what a conversion really is. It's just something that's high value that a user took that you can build behavioral models around. Understanding conversions top from left, right, up, down is absolutely critical in this day and age for Google Ads specifically. And bidding. How bidding models work, the difference between enhanced CPC, CPV, CPA, ROAS bidding, maximized conversion bidding. All of these play a major factor in the kind of results you're going to get and what kind of infrastructure you need before you can start a certain bidding campaign. And lastly, landing page analysis. Understanding that the destination you're taking to somebody is as equally critical as all the work done within Google Ads. So if you had to look at this, you already have the top figured out. You have a mobile detailing business, keywords, conversions, bidding, and landing pages. So you can focus on each one of those in its own system. What I want to do is jump in and show you the whole ecosystem that a agency may think of in broad strokes. These aren't detailed strokes, but in broad strokes. So Google Ads really is made up, when you're running a campaign, of the technical component, the creative component, the inbound experience whoever has running it is, and then offer and sales. This is market analysis. So let's jump into the technical first. Technical, these are types of campaigns you can run. You can run awareness campaigns, sales campaigns, video campaigns, shopping campaigns, Google local campaigns. There's a preferred by Google campaign, which you would actually be perfect for. So isolating what type of campaign is perfect for the objective that the business needs to hit. Then targeting. Are we targeting by keyword intent? Are we targeting by audience? Are we targeting by behavior? Or are we targeting by past interactions with the business? So targeting models are very important here, and making sure that you're properly sculpting these targeting models. Bidding. How are we bidding? Is it a new account and we're going to do maximize clicks to get some data in? Are we going? Do we have enough data to turn it into a machine learning model? There's a tremendous amount of infrastructure needed for certain bidding models. Conversions and goals. Now, conversions and goals are really, really important because if you're doing search campaigns, your quality score is made up of three components. How good the keyword is that matches up for the intent. So mobile detailing, your keyword is mobile detailing near me, perfect. The next component is going to be how relevant the ad is. So mobile detailing near me keyword puts up, it says mobile detailing 3 miles away. Offer starts at $1.99 or whatever the price is. Good ad copy. And the third is how people interact with your page. That's links on page, and of course, hitting a primary goal like a conversion, which is submitting a form, calling you, doing live chat, being able to understand what a conversion is and a goal in analytics and unifying them into a cohesive reporting matrix that allows you to know how somebody went from an ad into your page and interacted with it and what's valuable and what's not. And then tracking. How do you deploy this tracking? There's Google Tag Manager is an entire division of all this that we're not even touching on, but needs to be absolutely 100% incorporated into your Google Ads campaign along with Google Analytics. Now, learning Google Ads, we don't really need to learn GTM, but we do need to track properly. So you can do this without Google Tag Manager, but I highly recommend Google Tag Manager because you might want to track very specific things that happen on our page to build these models. GTM is the way to go. Then we have the creative component. So if technical is covered, and now you have specific areas to study for technical. For creative, ad copy. What makes good ad copy? What doesn't make good ad copy? Just one great tip is the TOR method: time, objection, and result. So a great piece of ad copy would be get your car cleaned in 45 minutes tomorrow, right? Or get your car cleaned in 30 minutes for $99. You're giving people, you're overcoming an objection, you're telling them what time frame and what kind of result they're getting all in one ad copy. My favorite is 6-minute apps. I tell that to everybody. It's the best ad copy in the world. You know exactly what you're getting. But the better you can convey your message clearly, convincingly, and optimistically, the more likely you are to improve your search campaigns. The next is display design. You should never be running just one type of campaign in Google. There's multiple campaigns. They have multiple purposes. Learning the technical components of display, and then how to create really good eye-catching content that'll help re-engage people. For a mobile detailer, this is actually pretty critical. And I think even more important than that is video best practices. YouTube is incredibly powerful for local service businesses, low cost. And there's ways to do it. Like if you're going to shoot a video, make sure it's 45 seconds long so you could have multiple placements, and make sure the core information is available in the first 5 seconds and supporting information in the following 25 seconds. If you do that, you're much more likely to convert. So there's a lot of strategies to those videos. And once you do them there, you can port them into Instagram and Facebook, and they perform really well there as well. Then you have the experience. This is something that once you run ads for a while, you'll be able to look at funnel building, understanding how to segment top of funnel, middle funnel, bottom funnel through search, through shopping, through video ads, through display ads. You can create multiple funnel campaigns and lower your cost per acquisition by distributing content and actionable items across somebody's pathway as they go from learning about you to converting. Budgeting, how to structure budgets correctly and knowing when to exasperate them and when to tighten down on them based on market data. And then conversion stepping, how to take that core conversion, which is getting a lead, somebody to hire you, and then creating micro conversions to build models of likely people to take those actions. For instance, time on page, video percentage viewed, and chat initiated. Those 3 components can be layered in Google Tag Manager as a micro conversion, and then we can keep building on that until we get major conversions. And finally, market analysis, understanding where you fit into the market, why your ads may be working, why they may not be working, and then what the audience is expecting. I see so many accounts suffer because they're overpriced or underpriced, and they don't have enough trust factor in just the pricing and offer area. And then speaking of offer and sales, this is if you get everything right on Google, you can still fall apart here. I've come into many campaigns where everything was right on one side, but this falls apart. For instance, amazing landing pages. These don't mean super graphical or incredibly complex. This just means, like an ad, does your audience member immediately understand the offer and what to do next? You'd be shocked at how many don't, or how many are not mobile friendly, don't have correct core web vitals, so many critical issues that are just not in place. Understanding SEO. SEO is the bedrock of the automated bidding and learning phases for Google Ads right now. What so many people fail to understand is, let's say there's a campaign called dynamic search ads. And what they do is you give it a URL, Google goes and creates the ad copy, finds the audience, the keywords, the whole 9 yards, and it uses the information on your page. And really, if you know how to do SEO, you will get so much more out of Google Ads because you will be set up for best practices, and Google's internal machine learning can aid you rather than work against you. And then conversion optimization, understanding why people aren't taking the action you need and being confident in making that decision and saying, I know what's going on here, and let's test these items. And this is what the entirety of running a Google Ads campaign looks like in very broad strokes. There's so much more to cover, as you've known, but if you focus on those items that I discussed earlier, you will be so much closer to this, and you'll be learning things in the right sequence order to really help your efforts. So that being said, here are the resources I highly recommend. Google Search Central on YouTube. They have the little bot. They have John Mueller from the SEO team, and they talk a lot about SEO, monetization, best practices, but it gives you an insight to how Google thinks. I cannot stress how important that SEO team is, because that machine learning engine that Google deploys to rank pages and get an understanding of what's going on your website and your web properties is also aiding them in automated Google Ads efforts. And Google's continuously pushing to automation. So understanding that component will put you worlds ahead of marketers, people who do this for a living that don't even pay attention to it. Number two, there's a book called Join or Die. Just type in Join or Die advertising automation. It's an entire book written exclusively about Google Ads and how automation is taking over and what you need to be aware of. And then I would hire case-specific coaches. I've done this myself. I still do this myself. Say you come across and you just want somebody to educate you on keyword dynamics and very specific component. Write up exactly what you're looking for. Put an ad out on Upwork or somewhere like that, or find somebody and learn everything you can from them about that one thing, and let that chain react to the next things you need to learn on. It's a stepping stone. I don't think anybody 100% understands Google Ads. I don't think Google understands Google Ads 100%. Everyone's in a continuous learning mode. But if you follow these things and think of it in systems and learn in phases, you're going to be so far ahead of everybody else. I truly hope this helped. Again, this is 100% where I would start. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe below, share your support for these videos, and as always, thank you so much, and happy marketing.